What's going on, YouTube? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scattered Brilliancy. My name is Travis, and today I'm going to be reviewing, or recapping rather, Married at First Sight, Season 3, Episode 9, Making Memories. I didn't feel like getting up out of bed to go to my studio and turn on the lights and sit in front of the screen and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just doing it right here in the bed. This episode, it wasn't much of anything going on. There wasn't like a lot of anything really, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through everything as quickly as I can, and then yeah, it is what it is. And I'm about to burp, so excuse me. Never mind, it went back down. So at this point, the couples are about 3.5 to 4 weeks into the process. What we did learn this episode was that at least two of them did get married around the same time, because I was kind of wondering, were they spaced far apart or did they get married at the exact same time? So I did find out that I think David, I don't remember who it was, but somebody got married on the 7th of June and somebody got married on the 6th of June. I don't remember who it was, but we didn't find out about the third couple. So, of course, we'll start off with Trey and Vanessa. They go see a dog trainer, and that leads them into a conversation about family. They both want a family, and I think they want a family a little bit more because of the things that they went through when they were younger, as far as Trey's mom leaving and Vanessa's dad leaving when she was a teenager. So that has kind of made their desire to want a family be a little bit larger. They both, compliment each other as far as what kind of parent they think the other will be, and talk about that they would not mind having the other person be a parent to their child, that they think, the other would be successful in that role. The expert that came and talked to all the couples today was pretty much talking about more ways for them to grow closer, but I think spirituality had had a lot to do with at least two of the couples. I know with Trey and Vanessa, they spoke about what they could do to become closer spiritually, and Trey mentioned the fact that he's always praying for, well, not always praying for their marriage, but he prays often and does pray for their marriage, and that made Vanessa feel good to know that her husband prayed for them. I can totally relate. I pray a lot, like really short 30-second prayers. Every day I wake up, I say, thank you, Lord, for waking me up. And, I pray for my wife. I pray for us. I pray for the homeless people on the street, just, saying a 3-second prayer is not anything off of you. And I really think it does wonders. So it was good to see that they let that part be a part of the show. He suggested that they do something to create experiences to, bring them closer within their marriage. So what they decided to do was, for Vanessa, she's more of a cultural person and she likes the arts. So they went to a wine and painting class and they had a good time there. And for Trey, she talked about going to play basketball, but they never showed them playing basketball. But they did show him cooking her a meal, which was his famous taco salad. And as far as this episode was concerned, that's it for them two. All the couples were presented with their wedding albums. So all three couples went through the wedding albums. And pretty much that was a pretty positive thing for everybody. Just getting that chance to reminisce and look back on that moment. That was, 3.5 to 4 weeks ago, based on 3.5 to 4 weeks prior to when they actually got the album. See, this is why I go into the studio, because people don't be in the room playing on their phones, making noise. What, you mad I said something? You be alright. Alright, David and Ashley. So, looks turned. So David, I say this every time I do one of these reviews. David is slowly tuning out. I believe if you were to go back and watch episode 1, that David is a lot different than this David. And I think ever since last episode, finding out that Ashley does not find him attractive, that really did something to him. And this whole episode is just them making attempts to come back from that. We start off seeing David just zoned out outside, and you can just see on his face whatever that feeling is, because I can't really identify it right now, but whatever that negative feeling is, it shows on his face. He's no longer the happy-go-lucky person that he is in his confessionals type thing. He's just almost stone faced. But Ashley comes out and talks to him, and David's biggest thing is he wishes Ashley would have said something to him about the fact that she doesn't find him attractive. Now, in Ashley's defense, that is a difficult thing to tell anybody, and that's a difficult conversation to have. Because, how do you tell your spouse that you don't find them attractive, So I totally get that that's a difficult thing, and she wasn't really sure how to say it. But I think Ashley's downfall is that she does not try hard enough to do anything. And again, like I said, this could all be due to the editing of the show. But she just appears to not try. Like it's almost like she could take 3 steps in addition to what she's already doing, but she just stops instead of taking those additional 3 steps that could potentially help their marriage. She's so guarded, but it's kind of like, just give up. I almost want them to just give up because I'm getting tired of watching it. What else happened with them? She told David that she was afraid to tell him. Whatever. The expert also gave everyone this homework, and the homework was for them to do more things to become intimate. Put your knees together, hold hands, say 3 nice things about each other. Going back to Trey and Vanessa, they had no issues with theirs. Theirs was fine. But of course, when it comes to David and Ashley, they put their knees together and they hold hands. David he easily spouts off just 3 things that he likes about Ashley with ease. When it's Ashley's turn to tell David 3 things she likes about him, she ums through the whole thing. And as far as what we see on TV, she was unable to come up with 3 things. Now, she was able to come up with stuff in the confessional, but she was not able to come up with 3 things that she liked about him within that moment. Like, you can only imagine what that does for his confidence. For number one, for you to tell me that you don't find me attractive after I found you attractive. And then for you not to be able to come up with 3 things that you think are nice about me or like about me. Like, I can come up with 3 things that I like about somebody who I don't even like. So oh my gosh, just watching her sit there and just oh my god, it was just it was a pain. It was a pain to watch. What else happened? So they decided they maybe need to write down ideas on how to fix it and come back and talk about it. And David's whole thing is, you told the doctor that you didn't find me attractive before you told me, and I'm supposed to be your husband. How do you think that was going to make me feel? Ashley's thing is, well, this is difficult for me, and I'm really trying. But David is like, you're trying 3 weeks in. I've been trying since the beginning, and you're just now getting around to trying 100%. So I feel like he is valid in his feelings, and I guess Ashley is somewhat valid in hers, because if they never had the conversation about trying in the beginning, everybody's going to kind of go at their own pace, and it's going to be an assumed type thing. Oh, man, I feel like I'm sounding stuffy. Am I sounding stuffy? Oh, so you can't use your words. That's what we tell students. Use your words. Am I sounding stuffy?
Yes.
Thanks.
I didn't know if you wanted me to have my voice in the video.
Yeah, nobody care. Everybody know who you are. This review sucks because the episode sucked. Oh, David, like I said, he's in shutdown mode, but David said something that I was just like, wow. He said that to her. He said, are you just waiting on the countdown? Like, are you just waiting on the time to run out as far as like the time that they have left? He asked her, was she just waiting on that time to run out? And what did she say?
The cards are stacked against them.
She didn't even say no. She said, I can't answer that question, but I can say that the odds are stacked up against us. 3rd strike, ma'am. You've had 3 opportunities to try to turn this thing around with your words, and you failed. I'm like, man. The positive moments that did happen for them in the show, amidst all of this other crap, was they went to play kickball together, and that seemed to be positive. And when they were looking through the album, they were able to laugh and look at their crazy, uncomfortable pictures and just have a lighter moment. But everything else, as far as they were concerned, was heavy. As far as Neil and Samantha, Not much went on with them. They met with the guy as well. He talked about spirituality, and we found out that Samantha is Jewish. I don't think we knew about that at any other point in the show, but he talks about what Neil could do to learn more about Judaism. So she decides that she can cook a meal and have him help. So that is his way of kind of learning more about her culture and her religion. As far as the homework, which was the knees together, hand holding hands thing, Neil was committed to trying it. Samantha took it as a joke. It was like hold hands and like stare at each other for a minute without looking away. And she was like making faces, trying to make him laugh, and it came off really, really childish. So Neil was, frustrated because he's like, I'm trying to do this and you're not trying. So Neil and David were kind of feeling the same as far as feeling like their partner was half-assing their efforts in that homework assignment. They're still not, Sam and Neil are still not living together. No surprise there. And I don't really think that that's helping their situation at all, because they both have that moment where they can just go back into their own corners and do whatever they want to. Whereas I think when you're together, you're forced to deal with your issues. And right now they both have opportunities to run from their issues. At the very end of the episode, it was nice to see them open up to each other, though. Neil opened up about the fact that I think his father left or something when he was younger. And then Samantha opened up about losing her grandmother. And it was a very touching moment. She cried and Neil got a little emotional. So that was good. And I think it just shows that they are progressing. While it may be at a turtle speed, they are progressing. So in my opinion, everybody's kind of in the same place. Trey and Vanessa are strides ahead. Neil and Samantha may have been third place at one point, but they're definitely in second place right now. And David and Ashley, they're still sitting in third place. And unfortunately, I don't really know how many episodes they do in their seasons, but I don't believe that David and Ashley will make it. And Neil and Sam, I'm on the fence. So I guess we'll see. If it wasn't for Trey and Vanessa, this show would just be a drag. It would really be a drag, and I would really not want to watch it, just because I would hate having to watch this show if it was only about Neil and Samantha and David and Ashley. It would be terrible. So thank God for Trey and Vanessa saving this show. Well, that is it for my review for Married at First Sight Season 3, Episode 9. Make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will be talking to you all a little bit later. Peace.